Hi everybody. So for the past year, all of our anti-bullying days have focused on being cyber savvy, how to be safe, secure, and most of all, respectful online. These were shown through some amazing presentations and some pretty phenomenal drama performances, if I do say so myself. But it wasn't all in just the presentations. We also, I recall, breaking off into our own tutor groups and trying to come up with our own golden rules for being online. Some of these I remember being, if you're confronted by someone who appears to be a cyberbully, try not to engage, and always hold yourself to the same standard as you would when conversing with someone online as you would when talking with them in person. We also discussed ways on how to be assertive and active online, whether it being with your own cyberbully or whether someone you know is being cyberbullied themselves, and what to do in those situations. And finally, there are virtual values. I can't exactly define them myself, but I'm sure there are some others in this video who will be able to define it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the third and final anti-bullying day of the year.
Today we will be talking about a very serious issue, so please be respectful. This is a very serious topic because many people have been personally affected by it around the world, so please be respectful towards them and their stories. We want to be aware that what other people have gone through so that this is not repeated.
We want to remind you that CGB is a caring community. The aim of our school is to prevent all forms of bullying so that our students can live and work in a safe and happy environment.
Bullying happens 24/7, even if you're in the comfort of your home. Messages and text messages can be circulated on the internet very widely and quickly, so it's very hard to combat cyberbullying.
Be careful in social media.
Being cyber savvy means taking good care of yourself when you're surfing the net or the internet. Being responsible and assertive when messaging someone, and always keeping in mind your values.
Remember to be the same person in real life as you are behind the screen.
Please be cyber savvy. People are suffering because of cyberbullying. Please be cyber savvy.
As in real life, there are safety procedures to have in cyberspace. These are very important to have in mind.
If you're 13 or under, get your parents to monitor what site are you visiting.
Be careful about what you write on the internet.
Remember that what you post will stay online forever and could cause serious consequences in the future. This is known as a digital footprint, and it's really hard to erase.
Focus on the positives and never post anything you wouldn't like someone to say about you.
Never forget the golden rules.
So today we're going to give you 4 tips on how to be safe on the internet. So 1, don't talk to strangers online.
2, don't accept people even more.
3, don't give passwords or personal information.
Number 4 is don't pretend to be someone you're not, but also be aware of other people who might catfish you.
So we hope you take this into consideration.
These are 5 quick tips on how to be safe on the internet. Number 1. Don't share passwords or personal information.
Number 2. Think before you comment.
Number 3. Don't talk to strangers. Number 4. Have privacy controls.
And number 5. Tell an adult if you're being cyberbullied.
Watch what you say to others, because people can be hurt and can be affected by what you say.
Take care with what you share.
Never meet anyone in person you've only met online.
Always be smart about what you post online.
Make sure to always use your internet values when online.
Be aware of others' feelings.
We also have a very important message from our parents.
Hola mamás del Comité de Valores, estamos para decirles que los queremos mucho. Estamos muy orgullosos de ustedes, que pueden contar siempre con nosotros y siempre con sus papás.
Estamos súper orgullosas de ustedes porque aunque sabemos que a veces es difícil tomar las mejores decisiones, estamos seguros que ustedes son capaces de hacerlo.
Recuerden, todo lo que nos haga sentir incómodos debemos comunicárselo a una persona de confianza. Cuenten siempre con sus papás y sus profesores.
Y no olvides, si quieres que te respeten, empieza respetando.
Para cada uno en la vida es importante resaltar aquellos valores que nos permiten ser y estar mejor. Respeto, confianza, empatía y solidaridad. Nunca olvides usarlos y mantenerlos en el día a día para construir una mejor sociedad y así poder construir todos un mundo mucho mejor. Y si puedes, déjale saber al otro algo lindo que lo caracterice. Eso siempre alegra el día de las personas.
If you see something online that you don't like, or you find upsetting, tell someone you trust.
Oh my god, look at this picture of my sister. I should totally post it. She's gonna be so mad when she finds out. What are you doing? Nothing. Let me see that. Hey! Oh my. You did this? Yes, and look at this comment. That means you're famous, honey. Let me see that. Oh, you're gonna get in big trouble once I tell Mom and Dad. Oh, Dad. Mom, Dad.
What happened, sis?
Well, she is being melodramatic because of just a tiny little thing.
What's that thing?
The thing is that I'm just posting a funny picture of her.
You weren't supposed to do that.
Everybody can see it. But
Yeah.
it's hilarious. And look at this comment. You're going to be grounded for 1 month.
Yeah, and you're not going to have your iPad for 1 month. And you need to say sorry to your sister.
Sorry, sis. I guess it's okay, but first pay me $100. Why? Because unless you don't want to be awake at night with one eye open while the monsters come in. Thanks. I don't know if you've seen the lesson yet, but the lesson for this is never post something without somebody's permission first.
Hello, today we are going to be talking about what we should and should not do when using the internet. This is do and this is don't. They will be telling us the rules of the internet. So do, what are the things that we should try and do when online?
So we should use the internet responsibly and respect others' privacy. Don't log in as someone else to read their emails or mess with their online profiles. Use the internet to keep in contact with friends and family. Look up information on the internet as part of school, work, or leisure. Tell someone if you're being bullied online. And make sure to include symbols and numbers when making a password so that it will be harder to crack. Be careful when downloading programs from the internet in case they carry viruses. Always scan the program first.
Thank you. So, don't. What should we not do when using the internet?
Give out personal information online. Arrange to meet people you've met online by yourself. Inform an adult or a friend and never meet them alone. Give your password to anyone and never use the same password continuously. Copy information from the internet and attempt to distribute it. If you do copy a book or music files, you must get permission from the author or composer first. Don't open or download any attachments from an unknown source as they may contain viruses. Fill out any surveys online that ask for your personal details or bank details. Don't let web browsers remember your username and password, as this could leave you open to being hacked.
Thank you. We hope you've learned something about how to be cyber savvy.
On this third day, we will be focusing on virtual values.
We asked some teachers and students their thoughts about some virtual values.
What does virtual values mean to you?
For me, virtual values are how responsible you act when you're online, especially when posting stuff that you know that other people will see.
Can you list some virtual values?
Responsibility, respect, and also caution.
Okay. How can you use your virtual values in the internet?
To know what you're doing without getting in any trouble, because the internet can be very dangerous if you post something wrong or maybe talk to someone that you don't know, and that can end up really bad.
Okay, thank you.
What does virtual values mean to you?
Values in the computer.
Can you list some virtual values?
Respect and kindness.
How can you use virtual values?
By being respectful on social media.
Thank you.
What does virtual values mean to you?
What do virtual values mean to me? I guess it means values that are from the internet, things that are not physical.
Can you list some virtual values?
Virtual value. I would say the internet is a virtual value because you get your value, your knowledge from the internet.
How can you use your virtual values in the internet?
If you don't know what something means just by looking at it, you can always search up on the internet to find its actual meaning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What do virtual values mean to you?
They mean being careful of what you put in social medias, like not making others feel bad about what you write, like offend others by doing a unkind comment.
Can you list some virtual values?
Tolerance and patience.
How can you use virtual values?
And you can use them by tolerance, by just don't responding. Imagine that they put like unkind comment. You shouldn't like continue with the unkind comment and like put something else.
Thank you.
You should have the same values online as you do in everyday life. These can vary from creativity to dependability to honesty.
Never forget your values.
What do virtual values mean to me? I think virtual values are exactly the same as any values when you're offline. I think it means making sure that when we are engaging with the virtual world, we are as wholesome and as friendly and as respectful as we are to people face to face. And I think there's a list of some of those virtual values there already. And I use virtual values, especially when I'm posting on Facebook. You will never see moaning, negative comments. You'll only see things I'd want my grandmother to read and not be embarrassed about. And I think it's a really important thing not to be hypocritical and hide behind a screen and rant and say things you'd never ever say to someone's face. And so I try to live by that as well.
To me, virtual values mean basically the same values that we live in our day-to-day basis, but taken to virtual spaces. Some of these include, for example, respect, cooperation, tolerance, empathy, and you can use those virtual values whenever you are on the internet, just browsing around using your social media, making sure that being anonymous doesn't make you leave those virtual views aside.
So virtual values to me means respecting others online, treating those that you encounter as you would in real life. I think some people can get a bit caught behind the screen, so just behaving exactly how you would face to face, keeping those values of respect.
Hello. What does virtual values mean to you? Virtual values to me are being able to be as kind online as you are to somebody's face. Virtual values would be things like putting positive comments, not negative ones. Basically, if you don't want your mother to read it, you don't post it online. How can you use your virtual values? You can use them to be positive. You can use them to be inspirational.
Uno de los temas que estamos viendo por estos días es que las personas replican información que aparecen en las redes sociales sin verificar realmente la fuente. Entonces es importante verificar que una información sea cierta o no para poder seguir difundiéndola. Entonces, porque esto puede afectar a las personas a las que están involucradas. Es información de todo tipo.
Y hablando de esas personas afectadas, entonces cuando yo verifico esa información, lo debo pensar desde el punto de vista también del respeto que hay hacia los demás y obviamente hacia uno mismo. Porque cuando yo difundo una noticia falsa, debo pensar de que estoy afectando a alguien. Y cuando yo afecto mi comunidad, pues también me estoy afectando a mí mismo.
What does virtual values mean to me? I believe that when you're online and in order to be a valuable person on the internet or on any social media, you should act the same way you'd act as if you were speaking to someone face to face. So if I cannot tell you the mean things that I would like to tell you to your face, and I shouldn't be able to do them online just because there's that barrier of not viewing the person that I'm speaking badly about or writing mean things about. That goes in accordance as well with a group of people. So whether it's minorities or you're speaking badly about females or males or anyone in particular, then you shouldn't be doing it online. It's the same way you'd behave next to a person. You should act the same way, the way you treat your mom, the way you treat your siblings, the same way you should treat people online. A list of some virtual values I would say is check your spelling, that's what I would say. But a virtual value would be kind, make sure that all your responses are not impacting on anyone negatively. I'd say socialize in a respectable manner, so respect is a very big one. And how can you use your virtual values? Just practice them. The same way you practice respect every day is the same way you should practice respect online. The same way you're kind to someone every day face to face is the same way you should be kind to someone online. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is, what do virtual values mean to you? And to me, virtual values are no different to the values that we have to show in our everyday lives. It's how we behave with other people, how we represent who we are, and how we make sure that we're treating others in the same way we want to be treated.
Hi, what do virtual values mean to me? It means that I am living everyday life using technology and online in a responsible, safe way. Some of the virtual values that I feel are making sure that when I'm online, I'm posting things that are not sharing personal information, that I am thinking of the words that I'm saying as if I'm talking to a person, and making sure that I'm treating what is being said as how I would want somebody to treat me, even though it's virtual. And I can use my virtual values just like I do in everyday life. I'm not going to post anything or say things in the virtual world that I wouldn't say to a person. I wouldn't share information online that I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing as a human to human. So to me, virtual values is just living my everyday life safe, careful, and just making sure I'm thinking about what I'm putting out there.
Now, we will have a minute of silence for everyone who has ever been bullied or is still being bullied today, whether it be because of their religion, because of their nationality, because of their race, because of their sexual orientation, for any perceived inferiority, because of their size, because of their shape, because of their political views, because of the music they listen to, or the clothes that they wear, or the way that they talk, and the way that they live. Their social and economic backgrounds, their gender, any disability that they might have, their intelligence, their ancestry, what they eat, what they like and what they dislike, how they look, or any other difference people couldn't or still can't accept.
Now you will receive this bracelet to remind you to be respectful and cyber savvy. We hope that this message goes beyond the CGB walls so we can all be ambassadors of our virtual values.
We count on you.
We hope you enjoyed our last anti-bullying day of the year, and we hoped you learned something from it.